It's now 6:33 p.m. and the meeting is being called to order. Will everyone please stand for Pledge of Allegiance and prayer? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, may the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. We pray that you just continue to lead us, guide us, and protect us, that we may make decisions that are sound and that are in the best interest of our constituents and for those who serve our community. In your blessed name we do pray, amen. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have a determination of quorum. We do have a quorum. Looks like we have all council members present and accounted for, except for Councilor Giles.
There he is.
Next, we have comments of council members and special recognitions or resolutions. Do we have any? I would like to just make sure that council members are aware on September 25th, I believe the date is at 10 o'clock a.m. will be the ribbon cutting ceremony for the new transportation facility. So please make sure that you put that on your calendar. I'd love for as many of us as possible to attend that event.
Madam President, what time is that?
10 o'clock a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam President, may I get the exact address, please?
Yes, I will forward that information to everyone on the council as soon as we finish the meeting. I will forward that information. If I had it in front of me, I would give it to you, but I don't have it in front of me. So I will make sure that Kathy, can you make sure that that gets included as well in the meeting minutes?
Ask her to send me the email too. Rick, can you ask her, because she can't hear me up here. Ask her to send me the
Any
email.
other comments of council members?
I have one.
Okay. Go right ahead, Councilor Freeman.
Yes. I attended the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority meeting on Monday night with Councilors Chavis, Giles, and Woodfield. And it was brought to my attention that being a district councilor, that the library was having second thoughts about pulling out of the project. And come to find out, that's not true, because the mayor stated that the library was still coming, but it'd be 2023 is what he said. And I just wanted to get some clarification from the administration exactly what's going on with the projects being done on the fort, because I'm getting feedback that they're keeping a little bit in the dark. Then there was a problem with the hotel and then the amphitheater. Supposedly, we got a grant of $200,000 and it was given to the city for the amphitheater. And I just want to know if the city had to put 10% to match that grant.
Okay. Okay. I will make sure that I include that on the agenda, Councilor Freeman, for our next meeting to get an update either from the administration and or the FHRA on, the development, the plans for those remaining lots that are part or are that are under the authority of the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority. So thank you for that, and I will add that to our next agenda.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other counselors?
Madam President.
Yes, Councilor Wells.
Thank you. Couple of things. I spoke to Scott Salisbury today. I've had constituents concerned about the 49th, 48th Street, Michener area about flooding. I was told today that there was some problem with a pipe that wasn't hooked up correctly, which is why the neighbors have experienced all that flooding in the recent heavy rains, heavy downpours. Supposedly the state's looking into that, and we're hoping that they get some resolution on that here for too long. Also, it was mentioned by the administration that the Harrison Park, Samuel Records, and some of the other streets within District 2 would be getting repaved. Supposedly that's all still going to happen sometime in the month of September. And so I know the neighbors are all looking forward to that. And I've had a couple of phone calls as to why I'm not on the Zoom. It's beyond my pay grade. I, for some reason, have a technical problem with my phone or maybe my internet. I reached out to IT and I'm still waiting for some assistance on that. So until the time, I'll continue to come here, I guess. So that's all I had, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other counselors? Okay, seeing none, I am making an amendment to the agenda this evening. I'm going to add one agenda item. Our appointment to the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority, Matt Hall has resigned his position on that board. Matt has the privilege and the honor of serving in the United States Army. And in doing so, he will be away for almost a year on assignment. So given that, he did tender his resignation, and I am going to open the floor for nominations for the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority.
Under new business?
You're doing that tonight?
I'm doing that tonight. They have a meeting as soon as Monday, and
We're going to do it after vouchers?
Matt Hall's resignation is effective immediately.
Okay, Madam President,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Karen Hart Powers.
Okay. And I'm sorry,
We forgot the vouchers.
I have to apologize to the clerk as well, because this all happened very quickly. So
Ask her if she's gonna do the vouchers.
give the clerk a minute to gather herself and prepare as well. Any other nominations?
Lisa, were we going to do the vouchers first or new business?
No, we're doing this now.
Okay,
We have opened the floor for nominations for the Fort Harrison Reuse Authority. I have one nomination so far. Are there any other nominations? Okay, nominations are now closed. We will take a roll call vote.
It's Karen.
Counselor
Horsepower,
Freeman?
right?
Not Karen Horsepower, no.
What'd she say?
Her name's
Yes,
Karen.
Karen
but I'm not sure.
Horsepowers.
Karen Horsepowers?
No, it's not Karen Horsepower.
Yeah. Yes.
It is Karen Horsepowers?
Horsepowers, uh-huh. Counselor Freeman?
Yes.
Counselor Wells?
No,
Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Counselor Denning?
Yes.
Counselor Rusamora?
I will abstain.
Counselor Chevlot?
No.
Counselor Russell?
Yes. Sorry.
Counselor Chavis? Yes. Did I miss any counselors?
Giles.
Yes.
Counselor
Counselor
Giles?
Giles.
Yes, okay. The clerk will tally those.
6.
Did you get me, Counselor Giles?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
6 ayes, 2 nays and 1 abstain. Did she hear me?
Congratulations, Ms. Powers. Kathy, let me know if you need anything else,
Okay.
but I think you should be okay. Okay, next on the agenda, we have signing of vouchers, approval of claims, and authorization of payment. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we assign the vouchers and approve of claims and authorization of payment.
Okay,
President,
I'll second.
oh, I'm sorry.
okay, so we have it's been moved by Councilor Whitfield, second by Councilor Giles. Any discussion? No discussion, roll call vote. Councilor Freeman,
Yes.
Councilor Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilor Wells,
Yes.
Councilor Giles,
Yes.
Councilor Denny,
Yes.
Councilor Chevlot,
Yes.
Councilor Russell,
Yes.
Councilor Chavis, yes. Councilor Rusamoroff.
Yes.
Okay, unanimous. Next, we have a presentation on the Lawrence Parks Foundation by Derek Morris. So, Mr. Morris, if you're there, we'll let you take the floor.
Derek, I believe you need to unmute your microphone there.
There we go. Sorry about that. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here, and this will be pretty brief. I just want to introduce everybody to the Parks Foundation and what it is we are setting out to do here in Lawrence. If you haven't had a chance to look at the presentation, and it's not necessary, I just want to let you know that our neighboring parks have similar programs in Indianapolis and Fishers. And what we are doing for our mission is to build a vibrant, connected community that attracts people, business, and investment in Lawrence for the betterment of all of its residents. And try to do that through the parks and build a very engaging community where everybody wants to come and live and enjoys raising a family. So we will do that by focusing on outreach, beautification, and programming, including the supporting of youth sports. To date, as most of the world, or all of the world, has been derailed by COVID, we have had to kind of take a breath and reevaluate what we're able to do in this time. So our first event, I should say, was on July 30th in cooperation with Gleaners Food Bank and Community Health Networks Foundation. And we were able to provide a food drive, a belly's full for back to school program that handed out 1,000 boxes of food to families in a drive-through process at Lawrence Community Park. It went wonderfully. We had great coverage. People really came out and volunteered. Presence was just tremendous. And it went so well, in fact, that Gleaners would like to do an additional 5 food drives for our, here in Lawrence. So I think that's outstanding. Our next one will be on September 3rd, and we'll do hopefully another 4 with Gleaners in the coming months. The next step as we transition back to where we wanted to begin before the pandemic kind of derailed us is to move forward building additional partnerships, raise money, and start to work on that outreach point. And one of those main ways, and I mentioned before, youth sports is our parks are used for a lot of different youth programs. Most of those programs were derailed. So one of the things I'll be doing in the next month is talking to a lot of these programs and their boards and find out what kind of budget shortfalls, what kinds of participation. I don't want to see anybody, or we don't want to see anybody fall to the wayside and take away the opportunity for youth in Lawrence to engage in athletics and get out and all the that comes with it as far as exercise and camaraderie and learning. So that's kind of our next step. And we have a lot of partners, I think, in the community who are going to be eager to join us in this. And we wanted to create this vibrant community network of parks with events for youth and for families and for adults to get out and move, enjoy the green space, bring people together with events, and to support the Parks Department and however way we can do to achieve those goals. I don't have a lot more to say right now, but I would like to see moving forward, try to find out what it is that people who live in Lawrence and use the parks think is missing. We have had meetings and discussion about what we think might be great additions to the parks to bring more people out and really highlight the parks in Lawrence. What do prospective residents want to utilize? What are they looking for? As I'm sure we all believe, this is a great place to live and work and raise families. And, we just want to sell that to everybody in the area and anybody who might be moving to the area. So really just enhancing the green space, as I said before, increasing activities, and have more community events. Does anybody have any questions for me that I can try to answer?
I do. Oh, you can go, Maria.
Thank you. Mr. Morris?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Councilor Rusamarov, can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was having some technical issues. I had my speaker on, but I'm sorry.
No problem. We're all learning, right? No problem whatsoever. I have a couple questions for you. I noticed in the PowerPoint that there was an inclusion of one of the slides indicating a splash pad.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering, I don't recall any parks in Lawrence that have that feature. Have I missed it? And if so, please point it out to me.
Yeah, right.
You are absolutely right. And I'm a father of a 7 and a 5-year-old, and I know they love splash pads. And you are absolutely correct. There are no splash pads in Lawrence Township. And having not polled the community, that was one of the things in one of our board meetings we identified as something that might attract people and get people out to the parks.
Right. In fact, on the survey that was conducted very recently, that was one of the comments that I included. And given that, it seems like things are heating up climatically, at least, that a water feature is really important, especially since one of the most beautiful parks in the state, Fort Harrison, really doesn't have a feature that people can get in and get wet with, So I just think that's really going to be important for all of us in our community, our young folks, and even adults, frankly. And the other thing, I've been thinking about this community as a destination and a connector to other communities like Fishers and Carmel and Indianapolis. And I was hoping that maybe we could think more holistically about trails and how we might get some trail features or at least some sidewalks where we can pretend that like they're a trail feature and connect all of those communities together, because I think overall in the United States, when we're trying to pull in people from other places, other states, that's what I found to be a really important point for them. And given the fact that we kind of want to get away from cars and autos and vehicles, that would be a great thing if we could walk or ride our bikes to some of these other places and connect everyone together.
Absolutely agree. That's something that has been discussed as far as trails, and we would love to see people get out and get active and come together that way.
Are there any plans in that? I mean, I'm certainly going to be working on it, but I just wonder what you know.
Right. Well, this is, as I said, everything kind of got derailed this spring. That was something that got mentioned in a prior meeting, and I think everybody would like to see that. As far as anything actionable, not at this time. We are just getting to the point where we can start raising money and building the partnerships to kind of put some of these things in motion in the future.
Well, you can count on me. If you need any help or assistance with that, please reach out to me and I'll be glad to do whatever I can. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Councilor Russell, I think you had a question or a comment.
Yes, Mr. Morris, some of the things when I was looking at the PowerPoint, you were talking about park locations. Are you looking to expand the park locations, or are you looking to like build in new places? The reason why I'm asking, I'll say that before, if you look on the map of all of the parks in the city of Lawrence, District 6 has none, and we are a very highly residential area, have a lot of families here. And it just something like that, if you're looking to expand, might be something to look into, because there are some places that would be nice for that, for this area up in Lawrence, because literally all the parks are anywhere but.
Okay, absolutely. And, I have to somewhat defer to the Parks Department on this as far as acquisition and creation of new parks. That'd be something I think we would support and try to fundraise to help, make the funds available to do something like that. And I think that'd be outstanding. Obviously, I would love to see the parks in every district in Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other counselors have questions or comments for Mr. Morris? Okay. Seeing none, thank you so much for your time and for the presentation.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Unfinished business, there is none. New business, there is none. We're adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.